Hello dear friends, myself Professor Kodida Rishikesh and you are watching BSc Botany Studies Classes channel. The ongoing discussion on chapter number 9, which is cell cycle and cell division. This is the part number 3. Already we have discussed the two parts, in which first part includes the study of interphase and second part we have discussed about the mitosis. Today's lecture is dedicated for the topic of meiosis. The last part of this chapter, this meiosis is very special type of cell division, because this type of division is responsible for the reproduction purpose, especially for a sexual reproduction purpose. Please remember, meiosis type of cell division are responsible for the sexual type of reproduction, especially for gametes formation. No gamete formation can take place without meiosis. Meiosis has to be done. In case of plants, this meiosis takes place inside the anther of their stamen as well as ovary. In case of human being, in case of male human being, in testes, meiosis takes place and produces sperms. In case of female human being, in their ovary, this meiosis takes place and ovules or eggs are produced. So these meiosis are responsible for the gamete formation. Once you have male gamete and female gamete, these gametes comes together to form a diploid zygote. For production of this diploid zygote, you will require these gametes. Once zygote produces, you will have embryo, and finally you will end with the organism. It may be human being or it may be plant, but remember, for production of organism you will require embryo. For embryo production you will require zygote. For zygote production you will require these gametes, and obviously these gametes are haploid in nature. Means each gamete contain half genetic material. Then we are going to discuss about how meiosis is helpful for production of these half haploid gametes, because gametes must be haploid. Imagine if gamete remain diploid, then what will happen? If we write here 2n means diploid, then zygote will be of 4n, tetraploid. If that organism is tetraploid, the next generation will be very difficult, because that organism is going to produce the gamete which are tetraploid. The zygote of next generation will be octaploid. This should not happen. In order to maintain the control on the gamete production, means gamete should be and must be haploid in nature. This is the sign of haploid. Meiosis should take care of it. Meiosis should happen in perfect way. If you look at the cell cycle of meiosis, I will just wipe out this. Okay, please pay attention here, this is very important. If I want to draw the cell cycle for meiosis, I would draw the cycle in this way. But before drawing the meiosis cell cycle, I would like to remind you about the mitosis cell cycle. This is the mitosis cell cycle, in which you had M phase and interphase. This you know already very well. This M phase includes various substages. Which substages? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, right? This much portion we said that karyokinesis, and this much portion we said that cytokinesis. This overall is known as M phase. This much you have already know. But why I am trying to tell you here the same thing, because in case of meiosis, the cell cycle is going to be different. This is the cell cycle for meiosis. Please pay attention, this is very important. If I would draw the interphase, this is the interphase of the meiosis. in which you will have meiosis 1, which is followed by cytokinesis 1. Again you will have meiosis 2, which is followed by cytokinesis 2. This is the overall, can you see this? Overall M phase. This is the overall M phase for meiosis. Can you find out the difference in M phase of the meiosis and mitosis? Already I have said that the M phase for meiosis and M phase for mitosis will be different, but interphase will remain same. So what is the difference here? It is very clear that meiosis consists meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is followed by cytokinesis 1. After that you will have meiosis 2, which is followed by cytokinesis 2. So what does it mean? If you start with the parent cell, I will draw parent cell here. If you start with parent cell, this parent cell is going to divide into 2 cells in this cytokinesis 2. So here you will have 2 cells. Okay, so after meiosis 2, each cell is again going to produce 2 cells. That's why you will end with the 4 different cells in meiosis end. So we started with the 1 cell and we end with the 4 cell, because there are 2 stages happening in meiosis M phase. So it is very essential to understand which are the sub-stages happening in the meiosis. But remember, meiosis 1 is very much bigger or difficult to remember as compared to the meiosis 2. Why I am saying this, you will come to know. Because in this meiosis you will have prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. This prophase is known as prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Then after that we will have cytokinesis 1. Then you will have again prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. So you must have understood what I am drawing here. You will have prophase 1 and prophase 2, metaphase 1, metaphase 2, but they happen at different time. This prophase 1 consists 6 sub-stages. This prophase 1 consists 6 sub-stages, which are very essential to remember. In competitive exam, the question always based on prophase 1. So why I have drawn this? I have drawn this for your understanding. You should get clear which phase happen at which point. So in prophase 1 you will have 6 sub-phases. Which are the 6 sub-phases we are going to discuss now. Okay, so I have written here prophase 1. This prophase 1 belongs to the meiosis 1. This prophase 1 includes 6 sub-phases. We are starting with the liptotin. Leptotin includes the formation of chromosome. Means chromosome formation takes place by the chromatin fiber. In second part we have detailed discussion on how chromosome formation takes place. Please watch that video. But remember here, chromosome formation takes place. Which type of chromosome? Generally in parent cell you will have this type of chromosome. This type of chromosome you will notice. Yes, this type of chromosome you will notice in this parent cell. This type of chromosome formation takes place in a leptotin phase. I am not going to discuss the detail again, whatever I had already discussed in part number 2. So I would request you to please watch the second part before watching this part. So this lecture you can assimilate easily. So in leptotin chromosome formation takes place. Okay, it was the first step. The second step is zygote. What this zygote includes? In this zygote you will find the chromosomes are coming closer together. These chromosomes start to come closer and closer together. Why this chromosome come close together is very important to remember. In genetics, each chromosome consists their homologous pair. Homologous pair means what? Each chromosome have identical gene alleles on another chromosome. These chromosomes are known as homologous chromosome. So for your each gene, there are two copies. For that you call it as an allele. Each chromosome contain one allele. So two chromosomes who contain similar type of allele are known as homologous chromosome. So in zygote, homologous chromosomes start to come together. They come together side by side, as photograph is indicating you that these chromosomes start to come to close together, which happens in zygote phase. In liptote, we had chromosome formation. In zygote, you are seeing that the chromosomes are coming closer together. In third stage, which is known as pachytene. This pachytene is very famous about the formation of X chiasma structure, or actual, you can remember the key point is that crossing over. Crossing over between chromosome takes place. I am presenting you the video which will help you what I am trying to tell you here. The chromosomes are getting exchanged together. Each homologous chromosomes contain two sister chromatids. These are two sister chromatids. This is one sister chromatid, this is another sister chromatid. Homologous chromosome exchange their fragments or arms together, which we call it as a recombination. For recombination means new combination in chromosome, crossing over should take place, which happen in pachytene. In competitive exam, they will ask you which of the following phase is responsible for the crossing over in homologous chromosome. For that they will give you different options. So you will have to select the pachytene, liptote, zygote, pachytene. Then you will have liptote, zygote, pachytene, diplotin. This diplotin is very famous about after crossing over, these chromosomes remain attached together, which is known as X-shaped chiasma structure. So I will try to write here. So you will read that word on the screen. The diplotin includes X-shaped chiasma structure formation. Whatever words I am using here are very difficult. You will have to watch this video again and again, take notes and try to remember what I am trying to tell you here. Liptote, chromosome formation takes place. Zygote, these chromosomes comes together, align side by side. In pachytene, actual crossing over or recombination takes place. After crossing over, in diplotin, you will find the X-shaped chiasma. This is not very difficult to remember. Means after they link together, you will find there is a very mixed structure visible, which is known as X-shaped chiasma. So liptote, zygote, pachytene, diplotin, and finally I will write here in E, dikinesis. Dikinesis means once chromosome recombination or crossing over takes place, the X-shaped chiasma structure formation takes place. This structure gets separated from each other in dikinesis. Means homologous chromosome with recombination are produced during this prophase 1. This after the prophase 1, the metaphase 1 is very important, and I would tell you what are the difference in metaphase 1 and mitosis metaphase, because this is very essential to understand here. Okay, so we have metaphase 1. This metaphase 1 includes, if I draw this type of cell and if I have 4 chromosomes, these 4 chromosomes will align around the equator in this way. If this is the equator, we have 4 chromosomes in parent cell. This is parent cell. For example, we have 4 chromosomes. These 4 chromosomes will arrange themselves in such a way Remember in second part what we have said, if this is the cell, this is the equator, 4 chromosomes will align themselves in such a way, right? So you can notice the difference in mitosis. You have 4 chromosomes which are arranged on the equator. Please remember this word. In mitosis, 4 chromosomes or whatever number of chromosomes align on the equator, on the line of equator. But in meiosis, metaphase 1, these chromosomes align aside of equator, at the side of equator. So when anaphase takes place, anaphase 1 takes place, the whole chromosome will come to the one side and another whole chromosome with 2 sister chromatids will go to the another side. In this way, you will get in telophase, you will have separate cells which containing only 2 chromosomes. So initially we had 4 chromosomes in parent cell, but now this cell contain 2 chromosomes and this cell contain 2 chromosomes. So chromosome number is getting reduced. That's why the meiosis is known as reductional division. So they must be asking you the question, why meiosis is known as reductional division. Mitosis we call it as equational division, because in mitosis parent cell containing 4 chromosomes and newly produced daughter cell also containing 4 chromosomes. So chromosome number were same in mitosis, but in meiosis you will have parent cell which containing 4 chromosomes, but daughter cell in after meiosis 1 containing 2 chromosomes, means chromosome number is reduced by the half. That's why it is known as a reductional division of meiosis. So okay, we have meiosis 1 end, here telophase 1. Why I have not discussed in detail mitosis, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, because already I have discussed this in part number 2. So just remember, metaphase of meiosis includes meiosis 1 actually. So metaphase 1 I have written here, chromosomes are aligned aside of the equator. That's why in anaphase and telophase you will find the chromosome directly coming to the one side and one chromosome directly going to the another side. That's why newly produced cells contain only half chromosomes. Okay, so we have the end of the meiosis 1, in which 4 chromosome containing cell is divided into 2 cells, each cell containing 2 chromosomes. So we will be discussing about meiosis 2 here. Meiosis 2, so we have seen this portion. We have seen this portion up till this portion. Yes. We have seen up till this portion. We have from one cell, we have 2 cells now. Each cell containing half chromosome. Half means initially it had 4 chromosomes, now it is having 2 chromosomes. Okay. Now we will discuss about prophase 2. So what is this prophase 2? Prophase 2 is normal, there are no subspecies in prophase 2. In this prophase 2, you will have just to write chromosome formation. Chromosome formation from chromatin fiber takes place. Nuclear membrane get disappear. In prophase 1, you will have to write. After prophase 1, what will happen? In meiosis 2, after prophase 2, actually, after prophase 2, what will be there in meiosis 2? There is metaphase 2. What is happening in this metaphase 2 is very essential. If this is an equator, we had 2 chromosomes. These 2 chromosomes will align on the equator. This is very similar to the mitosis. In mitosis, we have drawn this type of figure only. So, when anaphase takes place, one sister chromatid will go to that side and one sister chromatid will come to this side. So, after few time, you will notice the difference. After a few time you will notice the difference. This sister chromatids at this side, this sister chromatid at this side. This happens in anaphase, and telophase contain each cell containing 2 chromosomes, but sister chromatids get separated. This 2 chromosome here, 2 chromosome here. We had 2 cells at the end of the meiosis 1. Now each cell is going to produce 2 cells. That's why at the end of the meiosis 2 we will get 4 different cells. Most importantly, parent cell were started by the 4 chromosomes. So you may get confused because I have just drawn here 2 chromosomes. So parent cell were started by the 4 chromosomes, but the daughter cell are ended with the 2 chromosomes. So each daughter cell is known as the gamete because it containing half chromosomes only. So in meiosis you will have meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 containing prophase in which 6 subphases. Meiosis 2 containing prophase where no 6 substages were there. It is normal. Meiosis 2 means normal mitosis like division. Remember, meiosis 1 is somewhat difficult to remember. In meiosis 1 you will have to remember many different points. In prophase 1, liptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin, dikinesis, each stage contain peculiar characteristics. So I would request you to please watch this video again, so points will be permanent in your brain. So thank you for your time for watching this lecture. We will be meeting in the next credit because first credit is over now. Overall videos are available in FYBSc playlist. So thank you for your time and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Bye.